let's dive in.
So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the Terran's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place.
In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Happy Monday, almost Tuesday, depending on where you guys are at. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I hope you guys are having a great evening. I am going to go ahead and just kick this off with answering the free reads because I have no updates tonight. So nothing to contribute, nothing to update. But while I shuffle, I'm going to let you guys know that I will not be here this weekend. I know for this month especially, but also last month, I've been working a lot of weekends. But this weekend, I'm hosting my sister's baby shower, so I will not be available for readings this weekend. You'll probably see me a couple more times this week. I'm trying to think. If I'm going to be off, it might be tomorrow, but we'll see. You might see me for the rest of the week just because I am taking the weekend off. Just make sure that if you want readings with me, you're getting those while you see me. All right, this is for Joanna. Joanna, I have a yes, King of Cups, Star, yes, Seven of Pentacles, what's tea, I'm getting a no for what's tea, Three of Swords, Amy, yes, the Emperor for Amy, Ray, I'm getting a no, the Tower, I don't know what you're saying, but I know that you know. So I'm sure Spirit understands your question. Lisa. Lisa, I have a no, the moon. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for respecting the rules. Margaret. I have a yes for Margaret, the lovers. You're welcome, everyone. I have a yes for Ajaz, the fool. You're welcome, Amy. Is Yadira going to surprise me with money on PayPal? We are flirting with the line of my rules, we vibes, because I don't answer financial matters. But considering this doesn't have to do with like a bank or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and answer it for you. But just wanted to throw that out there. Let's take a look. You're welcome, Margaret. Watery Virgo, welcome in. You're welcome. All right. Is this a yes or a no for We Vibes? Is this a yes or no for We Vibes? I'm getting a yes for you, Page of Cups, 3 of Wands, We Vibes. The list is not long. I have not gotten any pre-orders, so whoever donates now will be first. So no wait after the free list. All right, Watery Virgo. You're welcome. I'm getting a no for Watery Virgo, 10 of Swords. We just got a donation, 2 at the same time. Guys, let me check who came in first. It looks like Ray came in, and then just after that, Ajaz. Both for mini readings. All right, guys, let's update the donation list. We got a few more minutes of the free list. If anybody wants to get last minute yes no's in, you're welcome. Those that donated, if you want to get your question prepped and or posted, that's good with me. Luna Lumiere. Hi, Kaiser. Thank you so much. I do not have Super Chat. I don't think I meet the qualifications to do that, so I don't. But in the pinned comment is a link. If you click that link, it brings you to my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal information. So if you have any of those payment apps, you can donate through there. Watery Virgo, I think you're new to my channel, but I just want to let you know we only do one free per person. If you want to donate, you can, to look further into your question. All right, Luna. I have a yes, 6 of Cups, reconciliation. You're welcome, Watery. Fabi. I have a no Knight of Swords for Fabi. Pretty Girl, I have a no Seven of Swords. Hi, Meredith. Welcome in. This is for Meredith. I have a yes for Meredith, the Empress. For the Gemini, yes, Two of Cups. Hey, Kaiser, thank you. Let me add you to the list. All right, guys, the list is about to close for free. We're going to get started on donations here in just a second. You're welcome, Kaiser. First on our list is Ray for a mini reading. Once Ray posts, we'll get started on donations. Ray, do you want to let me know what like CSF and STD or SDT is, or give me any kind of insight on this, because I can pull cards for you and try to give you like vague explanations, but I don't really want to do that to you. So if I understand a little bit more about what this is, then I might be able to make more sense of this. But if not, that's fine. I can just read the cards at face value. Staff development teacher, community school facilitator. Okay. So the first thing coming out is the 10 of Wands. The opportunity that will come towards you may require you to move. If that's something you're interested in, that may be something you like the sound of. I feel like relocating, or it could be a traveling job where you go from like district to district within the state. So you could be working on like a board or something along those lines. Again, I don't know what the other thing was, the CSF, but I think that there's something to do with travel. This could also indicate that the career opportunity that you have requires a lot of training and mobilization and going to conferences and things. But I'm definitely getting the feeling that there's some kind of move or some kind of travel associated with this. It doesn't necessarily mean one or the other or both. Staff development teacher trains teachers on countywide policies at one school. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. So the opportunity feels like it's more mobile. Whatever will be coming about is something that you're going from like it could be multiple schools within the district, or it could be like multiple schools across the state. But something it does feel educator related, just because I have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is very much like a intellect, an instructor, an educator type, and that's the center of your reading. And the Hierophant indicates like a lot of joy that you'll get out of this career, feeling like you're working with like-minded individuals. The Four of Cups is also here, but it's making me feel like you solve problems. Like if people are like needing some kind of improv, or some kind of like if there's like a need or a want for something for the school, it feels almost like you're the problem solver that comes in to try to think of like strategies and different things that you can do. But it, like I said, it feels like either you have to relocate for this job, so that it's like a completely different place than you are living in now, or you are traveling from school to school. That might be the opportunity that's provided to you. It doesn't feel like a substitute, where like a substitute's filling in where needed, but it's kind of that vibe where it's like every month could be different. Like you could be in one place for a little while, but then you might be going to a different school. It feels more like an overseer because of the King of Swords and the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. It feels more like a higher up position, but it feels like you go where needed and you make visits to different places. Again, I don't really know much about this, and tarot's not going to be like, oh, she's going to have this opportunity. It's going to like spell out to me like what the job's going to be career-wise. I can only describe it. So that's what I'm picking up for you is like problem solving, higher up position, either needing to relocate for the job itself or the job requires a lot of traveling, mobilization, and your day-to-day kind of can vary. And I feel like you like the group of people that you're working with. You said none. Oh, you don't qualify for any of those types of positions. Well, it's an opportunity that will present itself. So maybe you have to work your way up for it, but it may be better to just proceed with the SDT position, maybe if that can qualify you for this. But again, even if the job itself doesn't require you to travel, this may be a relocating situation. Regardless, I feel like travel. I feel like move. So I don't know if that's throughout your work week, if that's your commute, if that's where you have to move to in order to have this job and you stay in one place. But the 10 of Wands is here, and it talks about traveling. It talks about having a lot on your plate. In this deck, it specifically talks about a distance, a commute, or a relocation. And I can't change the card that I pulled. So I don't know. That's why it's hard to like do these types of readings, because like I can only give you but so much information that I can pull from the cards and like try to interpret. But unfortunately, tarot is not going to be like, you know, like tell me straight out like what it is going to be. I can only try to put the pieces together and try to like understand what Spirit's trying to tell me. You know? Yeah, absolutely. You can have up to 3 questions per turn, and you won't have to wait in line or anything. It looks like I just got it. And I'm ready when you are. I didn't say that you wouldn't be a good fit. Your question was, am I a better fit for a CSF other than an SDT? So you asked if you were a better fit. I didn't say you weren't a good fit. I just pulled a no because of your question. Do you want to know why you wouldn't be a better fit? Maybe I can see if I can pull on that. And I think it was more like SDT is a better fit for you than a CSF anyways. I think it was not necessarily have to do with like you, maybe more so just like the job itself being good for you. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm just going to pop this question on the screen. Why isn't she as good of a fit for a community school facilitator? Kind of what I'm getting is that you have maybe more hands-on experience to pursue the SDT over the CSF, maybe because you have more like hands-on knowledge or hands-on experiment or experience in terms of like educational and like instructional aspect of this career. It's not that you can't, because I asked like could she still do CSF, and I am getting a yes, but I just feel it's like you can do either. I feel like spirit wants you to know that you can do both. They just want, hold on a second, I'm so sorry, hold on. Enough. This is no, we're not doing this tonight. They spirit is just saying like in terms of your question, you would be a better fit for the latter. But I feel like you would enjoy being a CSF, to be honest. I feel like you would like that experience. It feels like you would be helping in a very like different, more intimate way or something. So like I said, it's not necessarily bad. That's why like with yes no questions, we have to like be very mindful how we're asking our question, because I never wanted you to feel like spirit saying you wouldn't be good at it, or that you wouldn't like it. It's just which one is a better fit, you know what I mean, was your question. So Kaiser, yes, you can send your question, absolutely. That's perfect, Kaiser. It looks like you donated for a BOGO. So if you have 2 questions, just make sure you drop both of those in the chat, okay? So, Ray, I just want to be very clear with you. And volunteering in the community is such like an honorable thing to do. I'm sure that they really appreciate that. And I just want to be very clear with you, like, I don't feel like I'm getting from Spirit that you wouldn't be good at this, okay? That it wouldn't be, you're welcome, Kaiser, that it wouldn't be something you would enjoy or that you wouldn't be good at it. Again, this was like, which one would be a better fit for you? And I got the STT just because you have more of that, like, I guess, hands on experience is what I'm hearing. I have the Emperor here. So it indicates to me that you're very well versed and you have and hold a lot of knowledge when it comes to like in the class instructional, like hands-on stuff. Like you can help because you know, because you've been there or something. There's something to do here with your experience. I am seeing here as a CSF that you would like it, that you would enjoy it. The Nine of Wands does indicate, though, that this would be harder for you. For some reason, maybe you take the work home or something. Like maybe it's not really something you can disconnect from at the end of the day. And maybe you don't want to. I don't know. But the Nine of Wands feels very heavy. It feels like it might be harder on you potentially. It might be very fulfilling because I have the Two of Cups, but it might be very hard to separate maybe your personal life from your work life. Whereas maybe the SDT, possibly you can feel like you're clocking out at the end of the day. Again, I don't really know what I'm saying because I'm just going off of what I'm seeing for the tarot, but that's kind of the vibe, is that you might take the work home with you as a CSF. And because I feel like it's maybe more of like a more intimate like type of thing that you're having, that you're coordinating with people, and like wanting to find ways to help or provide outreach. It seems like it's going to weigh heavier on you. So I hope that I made that clear, that Spirit is not saying you wouldn't be good at it. Spirit's not saying that you wouldn't be good at either. I think they're saying you'd be good at both. You have the heart for it either way. It's just when you asked which was better, I was picking up STDT. So that's what I'm getting for you. Let me know if that clears things up. I really hope that it does. Kaiser, I have your question. Thank you very much. Since you said you're going to be driving, I will just announce that we're about to get started on your readings. That way you know that it's your turn. Thanks. SDT, I'd be tasked with helping all the teachers, so I would take that home too. That's probably true. I suppose what I meant was maybe more instead of like a laboring thing that you're taking home with the CSF, is more of like an emotional toll. Like when I say taking work home, I don't mean you're working at home. I mean that it can feel maybe heavier because you feel like you want to be more helpful and maybe at times feel like your hands are tied, and that might affect you more mentally and emotionally. The SDT, while you may feel like you're taking work home and that may be overwhelming for you, I feel like you will be more likely to check out of that mentally when you go home. Or if you're taking literal work home, that's one thing. But when people talk about like taking work home, they just mean like it's hard to check out from that. Like people who are, for example, dispatchers, they hear like a lot of times really horrible things happening to people. And if they're very empathic and they're very sympathetic, that might be hard for them. People who are surgeons have to like disconnect their humanity in order to like get through it. So that's what I'm trying to say, right? Is that there might be like a lot of things you want to do to help as a CSF, and that might be very like emotionally laboring for you, and you might be like racking your brain at home trying to think of like how you can help, what you can do, and it might be hard for you to disconnect from your work day. Whereas the SDT might also be stressful, might also be labor intensive in terms of the physical things that you have to do, the work you have to do. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to take as much of an emotional toll on you. Even if it's stressful, it's not like the same kind of thing. So I hope I'm making sense. Um, but, right, again, please let me know if I'm making myself clear. I don't think spirit is steering you in one direction or the other. I don't think they're saying you would be a bad fit for either one. I think the yes or no question was just very specific. Am I a better fit for this or this? And that's what spirit answered for you. So I think at the end of the day, you should just do what you feel is the better fit for you, despite what may have come from this reading. So next up, I have A Jazz. So A Jazz, if you're ready to drop your question, feel free to do that. All right, A Jazz. I need to know Gary Leo's intentions are with A Jazz. Gary wants to meet up. What does Gary want? What does Gary want, please? What does Gary want? So I'm a little concerned because I have the Ace of Wands in the center of the reading, and that to me indicates attraction. I asked if Gary, if he's aware of your sexual orientation, and I got a kind of, sort of, but no. I got the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Do you know if this could be a romantic like pursuit potentially? Because I have the Seven of Cups and that talks about strategy. So if like he knows that you're not into men, which I'm assuming you aren't, but I don't know for sure. He might be like, oh, this is a challenge. Or he might not know. And so he's like, I don't know. It feels so the Seven of Cups is like strategy. And the Seven of Swords is like trying to get away with something. So it makes me feel like it makes me feel like he's like challenge accepted. Like maybe he's going to try to pursue you romantically. Maybe he just doesn't believe it or something. I don't know. The Ace of Wands in the center of this reading is just very concerning to me because it makes me feel like he's interested in you romantically and like attracted wise. So maybe he's just trying to see, like, could I sway her? Could I change her mind? If I offer her something, Ace of Pentacles, would she accept it? He does view you as very closed off, but I'm like, maybe that's the allure, is the challenge associated with trying to get to know you. He would break his heart. I feel like he's got ulterior motives. Like, I feel at first, and granted, they're not bad intentions. Like, I want to be clear. I feel like this guy is like genuinely like is interested in getting to know you. Okay. So I feel like it doesn't mean it's bad intentions, but what it does mean is that he's not taking into consideration what you have said. And he's like trying to see if there's like a window. Is there any wiggle room to kind of like sway her potentially? Like, so, and then he's like, well, if all else fails, maybe I make a friend. So I have Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. So I think he's open to either. But I do feel like he's interested to see if there's like an opening, no pun intended, for him to come through. But again, like he says, if all else fails, then I have a friend. But sometimes that's people's shtick, you know, trying to see if they can turn people. So that could be his thing. Maybe he likes that. I don't know. There's something sexually charged about this, is what I will say. I don't obviously think it's coming from you, but from him. Did you want to add on for anything else? And sorry, guys, I'm eating during y'all's reading. I'm like so hungry right now. He's like, yeah, can I close the deal? Let's see if I can close the deal. Is his motive genuine? It feels like he sincerely is interested in getting to know you. Like, I don't think he's like a creep. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think he's gonna put you in a compromising situation or make you feel uncomfortable. I feel like he's really just curious about you. As you said, you're very mysterious, or people think you're mysterious, and I think he's just like wanting to get to know you. So it feels genuine to the extent that he has genuine interest in getting to know you. However, it can be perceived like disingenuine if he knows that you're only into women and he's still trying to pursue you. Then that can be like kind of weird, because you're like, well, what's going on here? So yeah, I mean, as a human being, as a person, I feel like he's being genuine, but he may have an ulterior motive. Do you get what I mean? That doesn't surprise me, Jazz, because I should have said it. I should have said it earlier. That it's very appealing. When I said it was like his shtick, it could be like his shtick to try to see if he can turn someone, or like feel like he's the one that you would turn for. There's also that appealing aspect to a lot of straight men, which I should have said earlier, like I said, but is that if women are into other women, they think that that's like an opening for them potentially to have like a three-way, which obviously is just fantasy land, because that's not always going to be the case. But I think that the idea of knowing that you're interested in women, he's thinking to himself, if if potentially there's an opening there for him, then maybe that can kind of lead in that direction. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think if you want to hang with him, get to know him, that's your call. But obviously, like you're just gonna have to put him in his place if things get weird. You're too gay and too bored. Well, maybe you can hook him up with someone else. Maybe that could be like your angle is you could just be like, you're a good looking dude. If you're really interested, like I'm sure I can keep an eye out. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys can be buds at some point. You never know. Like I said, I think this guy's a nice guy, but I think he is a guy at the end of the day. So let me know if that fulfills your question or if you want to add on. If not, then thank you very much. And I will move on to the next person. Men. You're welcome, Jazz. All right, girl. Have a great rest of your night. Okay, next up I have Kaiser. Kaiser, I know you said you're driving, so I'm just announcing right now that we're about to get started on yours. For those of you just joining us, the free list is closed, but donations are open if you're interested. All right, let's take a look here. What's Erica Pisces' true thoughts and feelings for you as of right now? There's a lot of discontentment from her to you when it comes to your love life. So it feels like she wants things to be different and they're not. There's a lot of anxiety around your connection. She feels very strongly attached to you, and I feel like she has a lot of depth in her feelings for you. It feels like whenever she thinks of you, it comes with a feeling of bittersweet. Like she likes thinking about you. If you guys are like ever talking or in communication, she likes being in your company. It feels though that there's this like dark cloud or something over it, like the desire to pursuit or longing for you or wishing things could be different or I don't know. There's just something going on here where it feels like when I think of Kaiser, I have such warm feelings, but then it like overcomes me with like anxiety. So I'm not sure what that's about. But I think that she just like feels a connection with you. And I think that she would like for things to change. We have the Eight of Wands. So this indicates like I want to remove all, like she wants to remove all blocks that lead you guys from being able to progress the relationship further. So again, if you're in a relationship with this person, just keep in mind that just take what I'm saying, but apply it to your relationship. So for example, if you guys are like officially in a relationship, she's wanting things to be different. She's feeling a strong connection to you, but maybe she feels like she wants something more or something to progress. Maybe she's feeling stagnant in the way the relationship is now and wanting things to be different. That's how you can apply it to a relationship. So whatever stage this is at, you can take what I'm saying and apply it. We have the Page of Swords, and so this is her like maybe paying a lot of attention to what you're doing, what you're saying. This is a really like important card if you're in no communication, because it indicates that she's still interested in you and trying to figure out what's going on with your life. Page of Swords a lot of times can talk about going on people's social media and like watching their social media, because you guys are not in communication. It's like, well, let me try to get whatever information I can about them and what's going on with them in their life and things like that. If you guys are in a relationship, this would interpret as maybe she's paying close attention to the moves that you're making, your body language, subtle cues. If she asks you a question, she might be like really focusing on how you respond, what you say, to try to figure out what her next moves are going to be. So essentially, this is just talks about being observant and keeping careful watch over you and over like what it is that you're doing, whether that's pertaining to how you're reacting to her specifically, or just like what you're doing in your day-to-day life that she may be trying to learn about. We also have the Eight of Swords. So this feels like maybe potentially she feels either you or her, or maybe both of you, are making this like way harder than it needs to be. The Eight of Swords a lot of times can talk about a restriction that we feel, but it's not technically there. But we make it feel like it's there. So for example, someone might not want to be in a relationship because they tell themselves that they need to get their degree first before they get into a relationship. That's not a rule. That's not something that people technically have to do, but it's a imposition or an imprisonment that they're putting on themselves. It's like a law for their own self that they're saying, I will not enter a relationship until I get my degree. And they're making the like ability to connect with someone else much harder because they're putting this restriction on themselves. It's not a rule everyone follows. It's not something everyone agrees with. Some people prioritize love over career, and someone else might make a different decision. But for that particular person, they're saying, this is my restriction until I get a degree. But what if they meet the love of their life? That person might be unwilling to budge because they, again, have put that restriction on themselves. So the Eight of Swords talks about like a self-imposed restriction, something that's not technically like a rule or a law. It's like you can work around that. You like, if you really wanted to be together, you could, but you're making it harder on yourself. Like, so there's the perception either from her to you or for you to her, or maybe a little bit of you both, that we're making things much harder than they need to be. The blocks that are between us really aren't that big of a deal, but we're making it very complicated for ourselves. And my guess, Kaiser, because I know you've gotten readings from me before, but I don't remember the nature of the relationship. My guess is that you guys are not in a relationship, just because I have the Nine of Pentacles here. It feels very independent. But if you guys are in a relationship, it would indicate that it feels almost like you guys are going in different directions, even though you don't want to be. So that is what I have, Kaiser, for your first question. Let me pull for your second one real quick. What does the spirit guide need you to know about this connection? Let's see. What does Kaiser spirit guides need Kaiser to know about this connection? You guys are very connected spiritually. I'm seeing that with Temperance and the High Priestess. It's like a very spiritual, like highly like high soul level kind of connection, meaning that you guys might feel energetically closer than maybe other people in your lives. Like there could be feelings like you can read their minds, or like there's a telepathic connection. That this feels to you at times, or to her at times, like there's a bigger meaning or a bigger purpose here that still needs to play out between the two of you. And a lot of times that makes it hard to like walk away from connections because we're like, but it feels so powerful, or it feels so strong. And I feel like Spirit's just acknowledging for you that this connection is like very spiritual, it's like a very highly energetic connection. They are saying that this is still going to require some work, some effort between the two of you. You guys have not gotten near the finish line here. I do have the Three of Cups, so I just want to speak on that for a minute. Three of Cups is generally a good card, but if it resonates, take this message, because there could be a third party situation being acknowledged here. If you don't know about her dating someone else, and or you're not dating someone else, then this does not apply. This would only apply if you know about it. But if you know about it, this could indicate that this situation at hand needs to play out before death, before transformation. You can't interfere with this connection. And if you're dating someone, she cannot interfere with your connection. You guys have to let it play out, or this could have like a blowback effect on you guys. That can make it harder or more straining on your relationship. Either way, I do see the need for you both to walk away from certain situations in your life, either complete certain tasks or goals, and or walk away from something or someone. This could talk about like healing from heartbreak before you guys can enter a relationship. Hey, lovely, thank you. Before entering a relationship, needing to kind of heal because you don't want to bring that into a new connection. This could indicate that if you have plans for yourself, i.e., like I mentioned before, getting a degree, for example, that may be something that you just need to go ahead and focus on and get out of the way before you guys can come into union. But either way, it feels like you both have to like let go of something in order to either let go or complete something in order to come together. So it seems like this is more like a soul's journey. It seems more like in order for you guys to be in union or to be able to progress the current union that exists, you both are going to have to like withdraw and retreat and complete. The Eight of Cups talks about like something that we have to do. We need to like let go of what's no longer serving us. We need to shed. We need to release. We need to maybe have our own epiphanies or like forms of enlightenment. Sometimes that can come in the form of needing to go to therapy in order to be able to change or evolve the relationship. But whatever that journey is for you is going to be different than her and everybody else in the world. But essentially, it's like she's got to walk away from something, and or you've got to walk away from something or complete it. So that way you guys can be ready for one another. So that is what I have for you, Kaiser. I hope you enjoy your readings with me. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next person. Let's see. All right, Eliana is next for a BOGO. And then we have Nyasia after that. Or I should say lovely. Sorry, girl. Lovely. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that, to be honest. Okay. So I'm doing this new program where I'm claiming a new reality. What kind of results can I expect in my business from this? Same question, but for love. Okay. Makes sense. You know, I did this thing a couple of years ago. It was after we moved into this house, but I created a sigil, and it was like a sigil for shifting to my like most desired reality. And I put it above all of the doorways in my house. So like leading outside, leading into each of the rooms, because they say that the doorways like can bring you into a new reality. And like when you shower, that's also something. So I always tell Brennan, I'll see you on the other side every time I take a shower. And it was like an unconscious thing I did. And now I realize like why I do it. But I will say, lovely, that ever since I did that, I got engaged and I got married. And like there's been so many other like smaller things that have happened since then that I was manifesting. And it's like crazy to me, like just doing that one thing, which is literally just like walking in and out of my doors in my house, shifting my reality. It's literally crazy. They're so old, like they're peeling off the walls because they've been there for years. But I definitely recommend it. So I got just like a piece of paper and I created my own sigil, like to shift to a desired reality, because I didn't want people to know like what it meant or like what I was writing. If you like look up on YouTube how to create like a sigil, like it's basically creating a symbol that like embeds what you want it to look like using letters or shapes or whatever. So you can kind of create one unique to yourself. But basically, I just wrote the sigil down. It's like a symbol, basically, on a piece of paper, and I taped it above the doorways in my house. And that's literally it. That's literally all I did. And I will say too, I've noticed, because people come over and they're like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, it's a quantum experiment. Don't even worry about it. I'm like, I'm not going to explain this to you. But then they're like, well, I did explain it to one person, like, well, wouldn't that stuff already happen anyways? I was like, I don't know. Maybe not this soon. Maybe not this soon, because I got engaged literally the year I moved into this house. And if I hadn't have done that, like, maybe it wouldn't have happened yet, or maybe it wouldn't have happened at all. Who's to say? I don't know what the plans were. And what I can say with guaranteed is that I asked Brennan when he was planning on proposing to me, and it was after I put these up. I know that for a fact. Because in his mind, I think he was always thinking, like, I'm going to marry her at some point. But when I put these up, it was after the fact that he actually made the decision to pull the plug on it. So I think there's something to it, by the way. So that's my way. Like whenever I see it, I'm like, and then it's like it's now become a part of our home because it's been there for almost 3 years that I don't even notice it anymore. And I think that's why my manifestations happen so easily now, because it's like a part of my house. And I think that now that it's like almost like an unconscious thing that it's there, but I don't like think about it all the time. So I think you should try it. Naija, you need to rewind. You love manifesting tips. Oh my God, that's so cool. Naija is like taking notes. I did it a long time ago. To be honest, I don't know what came over me or what made me want to do that. I think I learned about sigils and then I learned about doors. And then somehow like I just got inspired to do that. And I was like, well, I'm interested in like quantum shifts and like the science behind that. And I was like, if I can add to that, then that's what I want to do. And so I did it. Sometimes I don't know what comes over me or why I do the things that I do. I just do them and then later realize that I was tapping into something I didn't even know about yet. That's a thing, we speed up the process because we are the creators of our reality. So that makes sense. That's so cool. Makes a lot of sense. All right, let's shuffle for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case that's something you want to do. People don't really come in my house, like I said. I'm very careful with like the energies that I let in here. But that is something that I have done, and like so much has happened for me since then. I've paid off debt. I've paid off my car. So like my car, I own that outright. So no car payments. I paid down my credit card. I paid off a couple other credit cards that were a little smaller, but I still paid them off. And just, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that I can't even think of right now that have happened. So I definitely believe in it for sure. It's also important too, like if you get a house or you get an apartment, to pay attention to the number on the apartments, because that also can hold an energy too, which I did not realize. And it's such an easy thing. It's so mindless. Like literally just pop it up on the door and like move on. Like you don't, it's not something you have to like actively try to do. What kind of results can she expect in her business? There's also another thing that I did, which is the freezer method, which I don't know if you guys have anyone that you don't want to communicate with you, but just write their name down and put it in the freezer and they'll leave you alone. I did it for my husband. There's a situation, which I don't want to like give too many details because I don't want it to like lose its strength or whatever, but I had a situation, my husband had a situation. And we put the name in the freezer, and so far we haven't heard anything, and it's been months. So if you want people to leave you alone, put them in the freezer. I mean, it's worked. So far, so good. I can say I have not heard from these people in months since I've done it. So not one time. So like you want people to leave you alone, put them in the freezer. So the first cards out that I have, lovely, are the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like, and I like basic stuff like that, by the way, guys. I like writing shit on a piece of paper and forgetting about it. That's like my favorite kind of thing to do. So I'm like simple like that. I don't need like a 10-step ritual, like just simple. So Ace of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. In terms of what you can expect for your business, I'm hearing like level up. I'm hearing like upgrade. The Queen of Pentacles is sitting pretty with her money, sitting pretty on her throne. She's got her eyes closed. She's not even worried about what's going on around her. She's just happy. So I feel like a lot of monetary influx for you. And it feels almost like more recognition, more like being noticed. But the Queen of Pentacles is so unbothered. So, like, lovely, what that tells me is that you'll probably get to a point where you're not really worried about your day-to-day income or day-to-day expenses. So you might get to a point, if you're not already, where everything's on like auto pay and you just check in like once a week to make sure nothing weird is going on in your accounts. This is just like the energy of being very unbothered. Closing your eyes just is such a symbol. And not only that, she's closing her eyes with a smile on her face. Like, she is not worried about what's in front of her, what's coming for her, what's around her. She doesn't even need to see, because she's just so unbothered. Like, she doesn't care. You said same, because I don't have time for too many steps. After the third step, I'm bored. Exactly. Yeah, if you guys come across any other paper manifestation situations, you let me know. If I can do it once and then like forget about it, that's my jam. That's what I like. So lovely. I feel like this is like a newfound like peace, a newfound freedom in terms of your businesses. Like, it feels like, and honestly, here's what I will say, lovely. I'm also kind of picking up on the fact that one of them just kind of like takes off, at least one of them, where you don't really have to do much with it. You might get to a point where you like shift the way you make money from it. I'm trying to like think of an example where you can kind of just set it and forget it. Like, like, okay, so you have a tarot business. So maybe instead of doing live readings where you're exchanging your time for money, you switch over to creating maybe like weekly videos, making money from advertisements and making money directly from YouTube, where you're not having to, where you like do it once and you get paid on it time and time again. Like, it's almost like it feels like one of your businesses kind of shifts. Like, that's the example I'm coming to. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it just, I'm kind of getting like where you're able to kind of just do something and like post it or like let it go, and then you're making money on that like over and over again. So I think your businesses might actually shift a little bit too. Kind of like your cosmetic business, for example, you might like kind of add to it. Maybe if you're still doing that, you might add like a different type of cosmetic or something along those lines. But it's one of those things where it's like you just don't have to think about it every single day. It's like just kind of moving on its own. It's like created like a life of its own, is basically what I'm trying to say. Because I think what I see you working towards is the Six of Cups. It's like something you've had in your mind already of how you want things to go. And I think that might be more passive income, lovely, because you've put a lot of time and energy into your individual businesses, but you're still exchanging your time for money. While your time is good money, you know what I mean? Like, you're getting paid well, you're still exchanging that time for it. And so I feel like there's like this like desire within you to at least have one stream of your income being something maybe a little more passive, a little more just like, oh, hey, I didn't work today, but I still made $100. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the vibe. And that's something that I feel like you've had on your heart for a while, but it's never really, it's almost like you're trying to get like multiple things off the ground. And so you like haven't necessarily had that opportunity. Have you had like little things here and there? Yes, but not like in a consistent way, I don't think. And so I feel like I'm seeing more of that kind of shift for you in that regard. Images, thank you for subscribing. If you look at the scrolling banner on my screen, my free list is closed. You're more than welcome to donate if you want to. And at the subject of every video, there's a header that tells you when I'm doing free readings. So always make sure to check that first. Yeah, I'm feeling more freedom that will come from this for sure. Now, when that will happen, I'm not sure, but I do feel like that's up to you. Do you have are you still doing cosmetics, lovely? For some reason, I'm getting like bubblegum something. And I'm like, is this a message for lovely, like flavored lip balms or something? Or lip gloss? I don't know. I'm just like all of a sudden like tasting bubblegum. Take it or leave it. I don't really know what that was about. All right, so let me pull for your second question, which I accidentally removed from the screen. Let's take a look at love and see what results you can expect in love. You put a hold on it, but you're gonna revamp. Okay. Or maybe the name of a lip gloss is bubblegum, or like some part of your cosmetic line is, but I don't know. Just keep that in the back of your mind. I don't really know why that happened. Ooh, I love strawberry. All right, what kind of results can she expect in her love life from this? Yeah, time is linear because things can happen tonight. That's so true. I think that's too like the hardest part of manifestation is like we have to let our reality sync up with our manifested desires. So it's like I always am like for example, I was talking to my cousin the other day and she's like, I just can't wait for this or that or whatever. And I was like, well, it's already here. Like we already have it. It's just reality has to catch up. And so since we do live in a world where energy is time, it's not instant. That's why I always tell people, like, you just have to like give it time. It can happen soon. Depending on what it is, it can happen tomorrow. But we have to allow for reality to sync up. That's why we can't think to ourselves, I want pancakes, and then pancakes appears in front of our face, because our reality doesn't work like that. That would be nice if we wanted, I want a ice cream sundae, and then like that just appears in front of our face. But what can happen is we can manifest the money that night that allows for us to go to the store and get the things we need for the ice cream sundae. So it's just important that we remember we can definitely speed up the process, but our reality works different because we have physical like obstacles. But that's why I tell people too, it's never been easier to make money because money is energy anymore. Money is not real anymore. It's like a point system. It's like a number in your account that you don't even see. It moves around the internet. Like, yes, if you take physical cash out, then it becomes tangible, but money's never been easier to make. It's like that idea. Our 3D is old news. I call it last month's news. Exactly. That's so true. If you think about it as like this is the reality that we're experiencing from last month. Oh my God, I love that. I think that's brilliant. I'm going to use that. I'm always living in the future. I don't even think about it. I'm always thinking about the next thing. So with lovely, I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. The first card out is Three of Swords, and the second card out is the Sun. So what I'm gathering from that is kind of the expression out with the old and with the new. Like, I think that you are bringing in so much more warmth and positivity and invitation and welcoming and playfulness and fun into your love life. And I think that it's not going to be so much work anymore. I think the Three of Swords symbolizes work and sacrifice and pain and confusion. And I feel like the Sun symbolizes the opposite of that. So I think that with these new realities, you are feeling like it's never been easier to experience love. And that's not even just romantic love, that's just love in your everyday life, romanticizing your life, romanticizing and being very present for your everyday moments, spending time with family. And then that's drawing you closer to that person that you're looking for, or that you're wanting to connect with, because you're in more of the frequency of love every single day. You said, imagine manifesting a free trip and you wake up the following morning in Jamaica. I would freak out. That's what I'm saying. I think we would be like, I need to be checked in somewhere, please. Like, it can't happen that fast. I mean, I guess it could, but that would be crazy. But what could happen is I want to manifest a trip to Jamaica and you win one that night and then you go a couple weeks later. So it's like you can get the manifestation, but you may not just like appear. So for example, if I'm like, hey, I really want pancakes, my husband's like, hey, by the way, I stopped and got pancakes on the way home. I don't know why, it just sounded good. Do you want some? That's definitely possible. But that would be wild. That would be really wild. I feel like you are in this like love bubble. Lovely. You feel like I can't be bothered with the people or the things that I was even entertaining before, because I'm calling in something greater for me. I have the King of Cups. So I don't know if this is what you've been manifesting, but the King of Cups is someone who's like very emotionally in tune, emotionally available, very generous, wanting to satisfy you, wink, wink, wanting to make sure that your needs are taken care of, maybe even like anticipating your needs, wanting to be there for you. I feel like sometimes King of Cups can get a bad rap because they think, oh my God, I'm going to just have like this mushy guy that's like not going to have any kind of backbone and be crying all the time. And I don't feel that way. Maybe if the King of Cups was in reverse, maybe someone who has like a easily bruised ego or something like that potentially. But I think the King of Cups upright just indicates like someone who's just like here for you, someone who can understand, who can empathize with you, who expresses to you how much you mean to them. And this is in the center of your reading, girl. So I think you're calling in a man. You're calling in an emotionally available man. I think this person might actually at some point want to help you with your businesses, by the way. I don't know if you're looking for someone, if you're wanting them to have their own thing, or if you're like, no, it would be really cool if like he supported me and the things that I wanted to do. But I'm kind of getting that like you're more like business oriented and he's more like, how can I support you? So it doesn't mean he doesn't have his own thing, but he is like, you know, you let me know what you need from you and I'll take care of it, that kind of thing. And we got the Lovers here. So maybe falling in love. Actually, not maybe, definitely. Let's say that. Definitely falling in love. It's called a natural unfolding. I didn't know there was a name for it. Exactly, and things like that do happen, but yeah, it's not going to just pop up. very emotionally in tune. Listen, I love a soft man. That's wild because Mike said that to me. Oh my God, what did he say? He said he wants to just support you. Just let him know. Oh, I'm sorry. Lovely. I feel like that's a sign. Like I don't think I say things on accident. I think that whatever comes through during a reading is important. And the fact that you can make that connection, it's probably something you needed to hear. That's actually kind of crazy. That's really kind of crazy, actually. Do you know what sun sign he is? Or like, does he have a stellium anywhere? Oh, hey, girl. Thank you for dropping your question. Oh, only one question? Okay. Well, thanks for the tip. He's a Leo. Okay. That makes sense. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I pulled the King of Wands quite a bit during your readings. 819. He was supposed to do my business shirts, but I never sent him the logo. Mind you, he asked a few times. Wow, this is actually kind of crazy, Lovely, because like that's what I was saying. Like I think he might have his own thing, but his main motivation is wanting to support you. So that's kind of crazy. I've got myself a Leo too. I love my Leo, man. I'm surrounded by a lot of fire signs. A lot. My mom, one of my brothers, and two of my brothers, Aries. My husband's a Leo. My dad's a Leo. My nephew's a Sag. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just have like a lot of fire sign around me. It's crazy. Me too. Leo men. I'm not super crazy about Leo women, but I have had some Leo women come in here and get readings from me and I really enjoyed their company. But personal experience with Leo women has not been great for me. Taurus women, same thing, which is weird because I'm a Taurus moon. You'd think that I'd understand them, but I don't. Taurus women, I feel like they care about you, but they care about themselves more. And I don't know how to explain that. Like, and if either of you guys are a Taurus, I'm sorry. Wait, Niaja, you're an air sign like me, I think. Are you a Gemini? But I'm like, I don't know. I just don't get on with Taurus women, which is weird because I understand Taurus women. But the difference between Leo women and Taurus women, I will say, is I feel like Leo women tend to be more self-aware than Taurus women. I definitely feel like Leo women can be very self-aware, very self-aware. Taurus women and Gemini women are iffy to you. I totally get it. I totally get it. I actually don't have personal experience with Gemini women, even though I am one. I don't. But I think, honestly, Lovely, I think my cap stellium actually helps like ground me a lot because I'm a gem stellium and a cap stellium. And I'm trying to think. I don't think I know many Gemini women, like in my personal life. I don't know. I don't know another Gemini in my, no, I do. I take that back. My brother-in-law and my mother-in-law are Geminis. But they're very, very different from me. Very different. But I think that my Cap Stellium makes me more likable because I'm very, very grounded, very determined, like motivated, ambitious. And also I have a Taurus moon. And so I think that kind of like all that earth energy just really grounds me out. So even though like I'm a lot of air energy, I still feel like if you don't like Geminis, you might like me. You know what I mean? Naija, you are Libra. That's right. That's right. I was like, is she an air sign? Wait, lovely. What's your sign? Did you post it? Oh, Sag Cap cusp. See, maybe that's why you like me. Because you've got that cap in you. We like can see eye to eye on there. Libra and Cap Stellium. Yep. We've got the air and I just see like you're very determined and you're very ambitious too. I feel like the three of us are very similar in that way. Can't connect with Scorpio women. See, that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say about Taurus. Are you a Sag or a Cap though, lovely? The Taurus women thing is like I'm naturally drawn to them because I feel like I can connect with them because of my Taurus moon. But I have been, when I tell you that it's like wolves in sheep's clothing, I feel like I've been screwed over by Taurus women. Like I give them the chance and then I get screwed over. Predominantly in professional settings. Like if I just feel like I can't trust Taurus women in professional settings, like if I'm working with them, I feel like it's like, okay, they care about me, but only as long as they stay ahead, if that makes sense. And it's like they want to stay ahead. I don't know how to really explain it. But that's kind of the vibe. Bria, yes, you can donate. I'm probably going to be wrapping up shortly, but it's still open. I can't connect with Scorpio women. So I don't think I have personal experience with Scorpio women. I have a little baby cousin that's a Scorpio, but he's a boy. So I don't really know. I'm trying to think. I love Sages. Sag women, very, very generous, very thoughtful. Thank you, lovely. We all need to meet someday for sure. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, Naija. I'm not saying like Taurus women are bad people. I'm just saying that they have their own agenda. Like their own motivation is their own self. And then they care about you. And I know 3 off the top of my head that I'm just like, I don't think I just feel like I can't really connect with them on a deeper level because I feel like they're like somewhere else. I don't know how to explain it. Let's see, Naija, let me get shuffling for you. All right, so after I finish up with Naija, I'm going to get back to Lovely, and then I'm going to do Bria after that. See, that's what I mean, Lovely. That's what I mean. Like, that's the problem is it's like I get on really well with Taurus women personality wise. Like I feel like we vibe, we mesh, like we do so well. But I cannot be friends with them. Like, I just feel like I'm not ever going to be as important as they are to themselves. And like, that's not the vibe, because I will put them as a priority, and I feel like I didn't get that back. And again, that's my personal experience. But it's like, if something they did bothered me, it would be like, okay, and like, get over it. Like, that's the vibe that I get from Taurus women. They're like, I just can't be bothered with this. Like, this is so annoying to me. Like, you're upset. Okay, get over it. Like, that's crazy. Because you, like, they say that like Tauruses are supposed to be like the nurturing and caring like vibe. But I feel like if they ever feel like they're in the wrong, then it's like you see a completely different side. It's crazy. Oh my God, yes, Naisha. If I was dressed better than her, which was all the time, she would cancel plans. That's what I mean. Thank you guys for understanding me. Like Naisha said, you have to minimize yourself in order to connect. Like, you have to, as long as they feel they're superior to you, then you guys can be friends. And like, that's not how it should be. Like, I was friends with someone, like friends and coworkers with someone who was a Taurus woman. And when I was getting ready to move to her department, our head of the company wanted to make me a supervisor in that department because I was leaving clinical. And I had talked to my friend, quote unquote friend, to her about it. And she's like, no, she was like, I wouldn't take it because like, you really want to kind of get a feel for it in here before you decide to take something on like that, because it's like going to be really difficult for you to, you know, supervise, especially if you don't like know the ins and outs of the department, whatever. And I was like, no, that's fair. Like, I don't really know what I'm stepping into. Why would I be a supervisor immediately, even if it was offered to me? Like, I'm just gonna follow her advice. What does she do? She goes behind my back to that same head of company and put herself in the position to accept a lead position in that department. So she tells me not to take it, and then she goes and throws her hat in the ring. It's okay though. Her karma came for her because literally everyone ended up hating her. So it's fine. Everyone that she was friends with ended up hating her. But that's the kind of stuff that a freaking Taurus woman would do. There you go, Naisha. Yeah, it's wild. Like, it's wild, the things that happened to me. And again, this is just all based off my personal experience. I don't want to generalize. But maybe I could be friends with a Taurus woman as long as I didn't work with them. Then I might be able to. That's why he's an ex. My sister is married to a Taurus. He's pretty great. I don't know if there's like other things in his chart that make him good husband, but he's kind of like the mama Taurus. In his destiny matrix, he has the number 3 as his center, which is the Empress. So he likes to take on a lot of like the maternal roles, like cooking, like he just bought plants for their house. He likes gardening and things like that. He loves to indulge in like sweet treats and chocolates and it's very like Taurus-y. But like he brings like a very like he's not feminine in general, but his interests are more like feminine. He gets along better with women. So I do like that type of Taurus. So I think it just also depends on like the other obviously the other aspects. But he's a very hands-on dad and things like that. So that is one good experience I have with Tauruses. Almost done pulling for you, Nyasia. Yeah, he's really great. What's coming towards you? I pulled number 16, life experience. It says a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. And it's coming out with the Page of Cups, which is very much like a spread your wings kind of vibe, believing in the impossible. The Page of Cups in this deck actually depicts a pig that's flying. So spreading your wings is kind of funny that they came out together. I feel like you're watched over, but I feel like something big is coming for you, girl. I want to say, actually, let me Google it real quick. I want to make sure I'm not telling you the wrong thing. Yes, so 16 is the Tower. But this is a very beautiful deck. It's like a very positive energy. It indicates like a very positive time for change and something like big is coming for you. We also have the Hanged Man alongside of the Wands. The Six of Wands. So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that your recognition might not be coming as quickly as you would want, but it's coming. The Hanged Man and the Six of Wands is like, it's a temporary standstill or maybe a pause before something big happens. I feel like they're wanting you to know not to like doubt yourself or try to change course just because you may not be getting the recognition that you're wanting as soon or as immediately. They're saying just keep doing what you're doing, stay the course, be yourself, and you are going to shine. Lots of major arcana. Trying to understand the Moon and the Ten of Pentacles. So the moon is something that we kind of like push into our subconscious, or we kind of put on the back burner. It's the things we kind of push down or push away. It's a time for following our guts and like listening to our own inner knowing and using our best judgments. But when it's paired with the Ten of Pentacles, it may indicate that your family life might be kind of put on the back burner for a little while, like your family or maybe your relationships or something like that, because your focus is going to be in other areas. So this may either be encouraging you to just keep that in mind so that way when you do have more time on your hands to spend time with them, or if it's not something you want and you're wanting to make sure that these people still feel important and that you are still spending QT with them, that you take this into consideration during your very busy time. But it feels almost like family life, family planning, relationships, things like that might just be kind of pushed back for a little while right now while things are getting off the ground for you. I have charity work. It's paired with Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords talks about a time for things to get easier. Things that may have felt hard to do in the past might be something that you might be able to put more time towards in the future. So if it's coming next to the moon, so it's making me feel like maybe like family time and charity work, maybe if you volunteered somewhere or if you had plans to help nonprofits and things like that, that might be something that will be easier for you to do in the future, but maybe not so much right now. I have that it's completely clear, like things are completely clear for you. The Eight of Wands is a completely like open channel, open pathway. You don't have any blocks. You're not procrastinating anymore. The Seven of Cups does talk about strategy. So I think that we had mentioned in the past that over time there may be the need to kind of revamp certain areas, certain things. If certain things are working, keep that going. If it's not, try to change it up. Because like I said, Seven of Cups talks about strategy, but Eight of Wands right now is just kind of telling me that you don't need to change anything yet. Like we have to allow for things to kind of get off the ground first. Let's see. But yeah, they're saying that all the channels are clear, like all your paths are clear. I'm not foreseeing any like bumps in the road for you, or anything that can kind of come out of nowhere and get in the way. You said, I'll definitely keep that in mind. Those who matter understand. I will also make sure that I find the time, even if that means making sure that I turn my phone off on the weekends. Okay. And then we also have news of an exciting new endeavor using your originality and ingenuity. Oh, I actually like that because that actually resonates for you in terms of your career, is that your originality and your ingenuity is creating a new exciting endeavor. That pairs with the Five of Wands indicates that you might start finding people that are wanting to jump on board with your mission. The Five of Wands is in this deck, it talks about working together to try to level up, to try to achieve, to try to overcome. A lot of times, Five of Wands and other decks can talk about struggling with other people. But in this, it's like you guys against the challenge together rather than like fighting with each other. So it's like I feel like maybe more cooperation, more, like you said, understanding, maybe even more people who are trying to be a part of your new business, your new adventure, your new endeavor, like wanting to support you, wanting to say, oh, hey, like think of like rock climbing, okay? Or like you're climbing a mountain and say you've got like 3 or 4 people with you and they're all around you and like you're taking the lead, but then they're looking ahead and you're like, okay, step right there because I stepped right there and that worked for me. And then someone else is like, oh, hey, Niaja, like grab that branch, up top right there, like, or whatever, like don't grab a branch when you're climbing a mountain, but you get what I'm trying to say. I feel like it's almost like I'm feeling people that are joining your team or something, or like trying to help you get to the top. They're trying to support you while you're looking out for them. And it feels almost like, yes, this might be challenging, but it's like you guys have got each other's back. So I think that you might be forming a team is kind of what I feel like. Oh my God. I can't be anyone but myself. Took so long to understand that. Don't grab a branch when you're climbing a mountain. That's not a good idea. Maybe a vine. Maybe. Tug on it a little bit and make sure it works. But yeah, overall, like a significant change that's happening. You're kind of lying in wait right now. Like the recognition isn't happening right this second, but it's coming for you. Okay. And making sure that people know in your life that they're important, that they matter, but also understanding that it's important that you put time into this because then you can free more time later to spend more time with people. So maybe right now it's a lot of work, but later on, it's going to free you up to have a lot more free time for the people that matter and the people that care, that you care about. And then you'll have the funds to do more charitable work or donate or volunteer. And that, just know that like all roads are clear. And I think you're building a team. Like I feel like that's one big thing that's happening for you, is either a team is coming your way or you're building a team of support, or a team for the business, something along those lines. Me too. You're a great team leader too. I already know that. Going to start a nonprofit charity. I'd like to invest in a small business. Oh, that's awesome. Long-term goal. Yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen. All right. Next up, I have Eliana. So, Eliana, I've got you down for a mini reading. Naija, I think that's perfect. I think just like one step ahead of the other, like one foot in front of the other. You and I have gone down that rabbit hole where we have felt like we're putting too much of our energy in like way too many things, and then nothing is getting done. And I think you've done a really good job at just putting your focus into one thing. And I think that that is really going to be what gets you far. I'm glad to hear that it resonated for you. That makes me so happy. Have a wonderful night. Yes, it does encourage me. Thank you, Naija. I will let him know. He's working right now, but he'll be off soon. I'll tell him you say hi. I know he loves that you support his wife. So he appreciates you. Have a good rest of your evening, Naija. Bria, I've got your question. I'll be with you after. Lovely. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. After that, I'm getting a little sleepy. All right, how the reality shifting will help the connection with Mike. Let's see. Thanks, girl. How the reality shifting help the connection with Mike. King of Wands, what did I say? What did I say? Do you know what it came out with? Strength. I'm telling you right now, strength or the King of Wands come out whenever I do your readings. It happens so often. These two cards literally just came out together. You're going to go to sleep at 10 and start working on some posts. Super Leo energy. So what I love about that, and the Queen of Wands, so we've got like so much fire happening here. Hey Pisces, that sounds good. You'll probably be the last person on my list tonight, okay? What I think about this is that this allows for Mike to reach the highest potential of his own energy. So when I see a king or a major arcana representing that archetype, to me, it feels like the fullest potential of that expression. And you're a Sag. So what I really enjoy about this is it makes me feel like he's working towards his higher self, like in conjunction or in parallel to the work that you're doing. And so with your reality shifting, maybe the reality that you were in wasn't matching his highest potential, but the reality you're working towards and shifting to, you'll find him in his highest expression. Does that make sense? So I feel like the reality shifting is not necessarily changing him, it's changing the version of him that you get. Ooh, I like that. That sounded great. Thank you, Spirit. So I think that because you are elevating, because you are changing, it's like you can't meet him at a lesser version of himself. Because if you're improving, so is he. You guys are along this journey together. So he is going to feel the most like a leader, the most like, oh, it is? That's what's supposed to happen. Okay, that's good. That sounds good to me. He's going to feel more like a leader. He's going to feel more like someone who you can count on, you can rely on. He is going to show up. He is going to make his intentions clear, make them known. He's going to be in a place where you feel like you can trust him and his judgment. That's very important. You're not going to feel like you are the one that has to like navigate, I guess. Like you can just say, "Hey, like this is what I need from you." And he's like, "Dope. Got it. Like we're fine. I got this." Like I think that he also will show up being maybe more charismatic, more full of life, maybe more confident, maybe more courageous. Not so much like worried so much or overthinking so much. He'll be wanting to kind of just meet you where you're at. Now, what I will say, lovely, is the way that they're showing it to me is in every reality that you shift into, you're always ahead of him. However, he does reach a very high potential that's enough for you to meet where you're at. So, like, let's just say we're talking about a range between 1 and 10. Okay. So, like, let's just say you guys met when you were at a 4 and he was at a 2. If you jump ahead 2 realities, so now you're at a 6, he's still at a 4. But then you jump ahead 2 more, you're at an 8, then he's at a 6. Then you jump ahead, then you're at a 10, then he's at an 8. And then you jump ahead to, let's just say you jump past the 10, you get to a 12, then he's a 10, and the 10 is where he's a king. Okay? And then I think what happens is once he reaches that level that you want to be at or you want him at, then your influence around him kind of brings him up to be kind of matching your energy, because when we're around people, we're also very influenced because we vibe off of other people's energy. And so you kind of find this sweet spot. But I don't want you to think just because you shift to a reality that's better that he's going to be 100% ready. It's almost like brackets. It's like almost like, okay, I made it to this reality. Great. I can't expect him to be meeting me where I'm at yet. I've got more work to do myself. And then eventually he'll catch up. So what I'm noticing is that you probably already shifted your reality. And that's where we're starting to get maybe more of that self-reflection, Mike, where we're kind of looking within, we're learning about ourselves, we're figuring ourselves out. No, he's not where you're at, but he might be starting to kind of change a little bit. So I guess Spirit just wants me to like reinforce or encourage the understanding that what you put into this, you're going to get out of it with him. And just because your reality shifted a little bit doesn't mean he's going to be exactly where you want him to be. This may be something that will take a couple timeline jumps, before you really see him in that place. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to explain this in a way that's encouraging, but also like realistic at the same time. And I feel like a little crazy saying what I'm saying right now, but I feel like you understand me. You said, yes, something I've been learning even with family and friends, that I'm always ahead of them. Yes, 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 yes. But it's fun when they catch up. It's fun when they catch up. I will say my sister caught up with me. Um, she's not as spiritual as I am, but she caught up. And that's what I think is going to happen. Like once you reach a certain reality shift, once you reach a certain one, then he catches up because he's spending time around you. But right now, you guys are living in separate realities. You guys are not in communication. And so he can only be influenced by you so much. But the second that I like moved into this neighborhood and now I'm down the street from my sister, instant. Like it was just like she just like met me all of a sudden, and now she like understands me. And the thing is too is that like she gets what I'm saying, but she's also taking now initiative herself to like learn more about it, be more open to it. I know for a fact that when she had just moved into this house and I was living in my apartment still, I was sounding cuckoo bananas to her. I remember specifically I was helping her paint her room, her bathroom, her house and everything. And I was telling her how I was getting into like tarot and stuff. And I swear to God, I thought she was going to look at me like, we need to check you in somewhere. But now that I've introduced it to her, the idea to her, she's heard this multiple times. She's had multiple exposures to what I'm saying. I don't sound so crazy to her anymore. And now she'll be like, be careful what you say. Or now she'll be like, we're manifesting it. Or she'll be like, yep, it's a reality that we already have. And now she's talking like me. And that's just such a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful when like they catch up with you. And my husband, my husband was the same way. Now he's used to how I speak. And now he'll say, "Oh my God, what timeline are we in?" Like he'll make jokes like that too. So it's like it's so like special when you see people in your life as soon as they catch up with you, it's like, yes, like they're here. They're right here with me. Like they get me. And it's like it's a matter of time and you're going to get that with Mike. I really feel that you will. It's just, you have to get to a place where he's around you more and he can kind of be influenced by that. You know what I mean? You said, yes, and crazy you mentioned this because he was changing his workout routine and other things that match mine. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I understand it 100%. Laugh massive girl. I'm sure I sound crazy to so many around me when I talk about manifestation. One of my BFFs is spiritual like me, so she gets me. My older sister is more open. That's incredible. It's like so fun. Like I can't even begin to tell you. I'm just like, yes, it's kind of like when you introduce someone to a certain style of music or like a certain band, and then they're like, oh my God, you know that band you showed me? I just listened to this song that I never heard and I loved it so much. It's kind of like that, where it's kind of like, wow, like I made an impact. Like you guys care about what I'm saying and like you understand me or you get me. And it's just like so special. And I think you will get that. I think you will get that with him. I mean, how can you not? If it's a reality that you want, I think that you're going to get it. And funny you mentioned him being in reflective mode because I was there last month. So that makes sense why he's there now. Right. Exactly. And I am happy that you get that. You're always going to be a little bit more ahead of him. But I swear to you, the second that he catches up, it's like a suction. It's like I don't know, suddenly they just join you and you can feel it. And you're like, wow, you guys are really right here with me. And I think that that's really what when more people are like with you and they believe with you and you have like more people, it's like things happen even faster because you're not doing it by yourself anymore. Then more people are joining in. I think we're seeing that with the collective consciousness. I think we're seeing that with people all around the world today as well, just with certain things. So, yeah, it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. So I think he'll catch up. You just keep doing you so that he can keep doing him. I remember you told me that about you and your husband, how initially you were ahead of him. I never thought about that. It used to frustrate me with family and friends. Yes. I was for a very long time. He, even when I told him I'm interested in tarot, like he was just like, what is happening? Because when he met me, I'm this like overly ambitious, working full time. I was a clinical assistant working for a surgeon. And like then I like was like, I just want to read cards for people. And he was like, what is happening? But he has always been very supportive of me. And now that we live here and I'm like, look, I was right. This turned out, this turned out, this turned out, this turned out. And it's like the more exposure he gets to me being right, or like my intuitive hits being correct, the more belief he has in me. And I think that's really what manifestation is all about, is belief. And you can build belief through experience. So I think so too. I think it's yours as well. I really do. I'm glad that it doesn't frustrate you with family and friends anymore as well. Like you see like your purpose and you're like, okay, like it's fine that I'm a little bit ahead. Like they'll catch up. And that's kind of a cute sentiment too, is just to be like, he's catching up. Like he's just not where I'm at, and that's okay. He's catching up. So if the connection is special enough, it'll work itself out. You're welcome, lovely. I hope you have a great rest of your night. All right, so this is for Bria. So me and the guy I met on Reddit are discussing meeting up in August. He's supposedly flying me out. Oh my God. Did I know that you guys were... Have a good night. Did I know that you guys were at a distance, like where you would need to be flying to him? Let me see. Supposed to talk on the phone, but he said he got called into work and now you're feeling a little off. Okay, I knew. I don't remember that. What's going on with him? Yeah, I got you. Can I tell you, I think your gut is right, that there is something a little off going on right now. The cards I pulled really aren't that great. It doesn't mean that he's not interested in you. Because I asked and I am getting like, yeah, there's, this guy's still interested in her. But the cards I pulled is like 8 of Swords, which is like restriction. I have the Tower, which is like a sudden change. Like maybe a sudden change of mind, a sudden change of heart. 4 of Cups, disappointment. We have Page of Wands in reverse, which feels like the lack of freedom. 9 of Wands, which feels like, what is the word? Being guarded. We have the 8 of Cups, which talks about withdrawing or retreating from a situation, or retreating from a situation. These cards, I gotta be honest, in general, aren't that great. And I'm wondering if like there's cold feet that are happening here or something. When did you say that you were supposed to? Oh, you said in August. Here's what I think. I think that he will still be communicating with you. I think that you guys will still have like conversations, maybe even up until August. I think that your concern is valid, and I think that your intuition is definitely picking up on something. Like he's scared to talk to you. Yeah, this feels like I have this. Sorry, I got bumped out. I have the strength card, and this does indicate to me, Bria, that this person is not like showing you their full self. They're like not stepping into their full self. That there is something that they are kind of keeping to themselves right now that you do not know. And it's basically like someone who's not showing up fully authentically. They might feel like they have something that they're like worried about telling you, or they are like keeping to themselves for now until they feel like they need to come through. Like if this person's going to fly you out there, maybe he doesn't have the funds to do it. Like it could be that. I mean, I can only think of like just random interpretations because that's not what you donated for. So I'm not sure like what it is that he's hiding. I'm kind of just tapping into the energy that you have right now. But like it could just be something maybe he's not as set up as he would like to be, but it just feels like there's something that he's withholding until he feels like he has to talk to you. But I do feel like you guys are going to be talking for a little while, but he might be, maybe he's avoiding the phone call aspect for some reason. Were you guys going to FaceTime or just phone call? Bria, so because the question was what's going on with this guy, like why, what did I specifically ask? I said, Bria's feeling a little bit off about this connection. Can you please check into the energy? That's what I had said. So I'm not sure. So all these additional questions you're asking me, I don't have the answers for because it's not what I pulled cards for. But what I will say is if I had to go off of this reading to answer your question about getting into a relationship, which I don't want to do because it's not what I pulled for, I would say no, just because these cards feel more like on the negative side. He called with the scream scene weird. I think he's still going to keep calling you, Bria, or not calling you, I'm sorry. I think you guys are still going to be in communication, but I do feel like there's something that he has to get off of his chest and communicate with you. And I think that he's scared to do that. So like I said, it could be that he doesn't have a lot of money. He's not gonna be able to fly you out there. Maybe he's not as set up, or he doesn't have the career that he thought that you thought that he did. Or maybe there's like even something crazier happening, like, or maybe he's, I don't know, like whatever he's told you, there's something that he's keeping away. And again, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. I didn't read on that. If you want to donate again, we could look into it, but I will say this. I can't guarantee I'll have an answer for you. Just because if it's something that you're supposed to find out through him, sometimes spirit won't tell me. So Bria, I'm not, you have asked, let me see. You asked, what do you think he's hiding? Do you see us getting into a relationship? Do you see the meeting going well? Those are 3 separate questions. So let me know. So if you're donating again, let me know specifically what you want me to ask, because that's what I pull for. Okay, so that is your question. Perfect. Got it. All right, as soon as that donation comes through, I'll let you know, and we will see what Spirit has to say. Did you do PayPal again? Okay, it just came through. All right, let's shuffle real quick for you, and we'll look into your question. How will the meetup in August go? Let's take a look here. Spirit, can you please tell me how the meetup in August will go? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is a much better read. This is a much, much better read. So I think things are going to go well. I think that you're going to enjoy your time together. What I will say is I might have been onto something about the money. If that's not the whole thing, that might be part of it. You might, if you're not paying, how do I say this? There's going to be a portion of your own funds you're going to have to put towards this trip. I don't know if it's like the flight itself you'll have to like go in on, or if he's going to be able to pay for it in full. But I think there's going to be parts of this trip you are going to have to pay for. I have the Six of Pentacles and the Moon, which indicates there's an exchange that you don't know about. That's going to need to happen. So you might have to bring extra spending money. He might say, I can pay for the flight, but you got to pay for everything while you're here. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, is that there's something going on with the flight situation, like as far as like the money goes. I see you holding money, meaning like you might have to. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you know about that. I do feel like there's something else you might have to contribute to. Just wanting to throw that out there. But I do think along this current trajectory that the trip goes well. I think that you're like, I really want to get to know this person regardless of what happens. I am willing to do what I need to do to make it happen. I have the Eight of Wands. This means that like all things are a go. You guys enjoy yourself. And that may be possible. It seems almost like he's not as set up as he would like to be, but he's giving himself time. He's like, okay, August is 3 months away. I hopefully will be able to be in a better situation by then. But as we all know with flights, sometimes those have to be booked earlier in advance, or they're more expensive. So I think that I feel like he's trying to do what he can, and I think that he doesn't want to have to lean on you, but I think he might end up needing to do that. But I think that the trip itself goes really well. It looks like a lot of happy energy. We have the Fool, which indicates like new beginnings. metaphorically trust fall into the universe, meaning that you're just going to take you where the wind blows. Like you're going to be very go with the flow, very up for anything, going on an adventure. I see a lot of smiles. I see a lot of good time. I have the 9 of Cups, which means wish fulfillment. So I think that you do enjoy your time with this person. And I think that it just goes well, but I do feel like I just want to prepare you for this trip, that it may not be so much on him as you might think, as far as like him paying for you to come see him and stuff. Or like, I think you'll have to contribute a little more than maybe you even know right now. He claims he's paying for our dates. He told me he works a lot, making good money. And maybe he does, but just because someone makes good money doesn't mean they don't have debt. Doesn't mean they don't have big ass bills they have to pay for. So maybe he makes good money, but he's got little left over, you know, or he could be embellishing a little bit. We'll say that. So, you know, I think he wants to impress you. In my opinion, do I think you should bring this up to him? Here's what I don't want. I don't want you to steal his thunder, because if he can come up with the money, I think he would be very excited to be able to treat you. But so I would say no, but I think that you should be prepared yourself, that there may be a lot of the expenses that might have to come from you. So maybe just save a little more over the next couple of months if you have that ability. So that way, when it comes down to it, if he's like, hey girl, like I was able to pay for the flight, but money's a little tight this month. You think you'll have some extra spending money for when you get here? You can be like, yeah, totally. That's fine. I think I just don't, if he can like scrape the money together, here's the thing. I feel like this person wants to come off like, oh, I've got you, I can take care of you. And I think I don't want to rob him of like being able to like really spoil you. So I'm not trying to like give away all the spoilers, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to like prepare you for what maybe you'll have to contribute in case he can't come up with the money. So yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't bring it up to him. I would let him come to you, and just being prepared yourself, maybe in case you need to contribute at all. I got that too, girl. Oh my God. He said he told me that multiple times. He said, I will take care of you and provide blah, blah, blah. I just texted and said, is something stressing you out? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's good. You're opening the dialogue. Maybe he can be a little more honest about what's going on with him. He does seem like the kind of person that wants to take care of you and treat you right and all of that. So, yeah, I feel bad for him. Like, I feel a little stressed myself, like doing this reading. I'm like, because I'm clairsentient, so I feel like I can kind of feel a little bit of panic or something. And the thing is that I don't feel like he needs to be this stressed out this early on. But maybe he bit off a little more than he can chew. So yeah, allowing for that dialogue, but just don't put him on the spot with the money. I think just like be prepared for yourself, but maybe just see what it is that he can do and kind of let him take the lead with that. I think, because I don't want it to spoil for him. Like if he can figure it out and he can fly you out there, he will feel like so good about himself. And I don't want to take that away from him. Do you know what I mean? And also it sets a nice precedent for you getting to know him, that he would be the one paying for things. It's just always nice to set that precedent. Like, for example, with my husband, we first went on a date, I let him pay for the first date. We started splitting things after that, but it's like setting the precedent that, like, you're the guy, you're offering to pay, I'm going to let you pay. Is like, and then however you handle finances after that is up to you. But I think it just sets a nice, like, initiating like experience to let them take the lead. For some reason, that's just how I feel. Because I feel like if you pay, like, it's almost making him think that that's okay, that that's the precedent we're setting, and we don't necessarily want that. Like, I'm sure you like that. You like the I'll take care of you, you won't have to worry about it. Like, that's a good feeling as a woman. So just let him do his thing. Just let him do his thing, and we'll see what comes of it. Yes, you love it. Exactly. It's a nice feeling to know you're taken care of. You're very welcome. I hope you can talk to him on the phone soon. I hope he can call you. Yeah, I'm not sure, Bria. It's feeling like that could be, like, money could be part of it. So we'll just have to see what comes through. Yeah. I think you just gotta, like, hopefully you guys can talk or FaceTime or something like that before, you meet, and just that way you can feel a little bit more confident about the connection. Just ask him to, like, be, always open and honest with you, and that's what you would prefer. Thank you, Bria. Have a good rest of your night. All right, last person on our list this evening, we have Pisces. Wondering how the conversation will go if Brian and I talk again. All right. Brian and Pisces talk again, how will the conversation go? All right, how will the conversation go if Brian and Pisces talk again? How will the conversation go if Brian and the Pisces talk again? All right, so I asked how it will go. I got the Three of Swords, the Hangman, Two of Pentacles, and Death and Rebirth. The Three of Swords talks about disappointments. The Hangman talks about not being able to move forward. It's like almost like the need to see the other person's perspective and having a hard time doing that because you're so convicted in your own feelings and your own perspective, your own stance. Like the desire would be to have a conversation and feel like that person has changed. So I feel like Brian would hope that your perspective has changed or something has changed for you, and you would be hoping Brian's perspective has changed or something has changed for Brian that would allow for a different outcome. I asked if there would be resolve, and I got a no, the Two of Swords and the Sun in reverse. I feel like Pisces, I'm trying to remember if I've done a reading on you and this person before, but it feels like we're just kind of at a standstill. I have multiple cards talking about a standstill. We're not going back, but we're not going forward. Two of Pentacles is like you guys are in different places. Two of Swords is like a stalemate. Like it's one of those things where it's like agree to disagree. There's no compromise that can be made. There's no feeling like anything has changed for us. That we and I feel what I feel too is that there's a desire to compromise. There's a desire to collaborate on what we can do moving forward. What is the next step for us? I feel like there's a mutual desire from both of you, but for whatever reason we can't get past the issue at hand or the problem at hand. So if you want to like refresh my memory of what the dynamic is, you can. I might be able to get a little more specific here. Just remind me, just because I read for so many people and I forget, I'm sorry. I kind of want to like get a little more specific here. I want to like understand this a little bit better. But it feels like no matter what we're doing, unless something changes, we can't move forward. And it feels very blocked. And there's this desire to compromise, but unwillingness to back down. So it's like a truce or a stalemate, just like a agree to disagree, accept what it is because our opinions haven't changed or something, or like our plan hasn't changed. I don't know what this is. He's your dentist and you liked each other in the past, no movement. I don't think this is going to change. I don't think you're going to see progress. I'm sorry. Okay. So maybe the thing that would need to change is his relationship status, and that's not the case. So because you're not sure if he's with someone, moving forward, I don't mind continuing to do readings on this person. But if you do get to the point where you know for a fact that he is in a relationship, if he is in one, just let me know, because I probably won't do readings anymore on that, just because I don't do third party. Yeah, but you're welcome. You're welcome. I trust the honor system. I know that if you're not sure, you're going to tell me. And if you are sure, you'll tell me. But once we know, if we find out, I'll want to stop doing that. But it seems like whatever was going on with the two of you, whatever was stopping you guys before, that is still an obstacle for you now, essentially, is what it feels like to me. So really what I can say is no change has occurred. But thank you for being open to that reading. I really appreciate that. Sometimes people, if they don't hear what they want to hear, they're mean to me. But I'm glad that you were very open, and I really appreciate that from you. You're welcome, Pisces. Thank you so much for your contribution and support to my channel. I'm honored that you chose your reading from me tonight. I know there's a lot of readers out there, so thank you for donating to me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. That is it for everyone. Just a reminder, I won't be here this weekend, but I'll be working the majority of the rest of the week. Pisces, have a wonderful rest of your night.